in Bakersfield, California. Went to public school there. Yeah, gonna have to really just bear with me. So I was born and raised in Bakersfield, California. Went to public school, graduated from Bakersfield High School. I wanted to go to college and worked a couple of different jobs, mostly retail sales and food industry. Eventually, I ended up working at Channel 17, where I was hired on as a teleprompter operator. I worked there for a couple of years and worked my way up to being a director producer of the Sunrise Show. I enjoyed doing that a lot, but it didn't pay very much. And the fact of the matter was, I was limited in my opportunities because I didn't have a college degree. And so I kept trying to go to college, but I really couldn't afford it, and I didn't have the ability to work and go to college full time. I just had not made that way. So I decided the best thing for me was to find another way to fund college. And so I decided I would go in the military. And some of you may disagree, but I chose to go in the Marine Corps because I think it is the toughest, most demanding, and the best service to my way of thinking, in my opinion. And so I wanted that challenge, and I wanted to see if I had what it took to be a Marine. And so that was my challenge to myself. I was in the Marine Corps on active duty in the infantry from 1997 to 2001. I got out in January of 2001, so just before September 11th. I left at the rank of sergeant. I immediately started going to college at Bakersfield College, where I graduated with a degree in psychology. I then went to San Francisco State University, where I graduated with a degree in psychology and a minor in criminal justice. My senior year there, I started interning at the San Francisco County District Attorney's Office, where Kamala Harris had just taken over as district attorney. And while I was there, I had the opportunity to meet her a couple of times. I'm not going to tell you we're close friends. She doesn't pal around with interns. But she's an impressive, just an amazing woman. And she started these programs called, these trainings called The Life of a Case. And while I was there, I would take these trainings, and I just became so amazed at what prosecution could do, and the good that district attorneys can do in their communities, which was far different than what I'd experienced here in Kern County. And so I had the opportunity to work with the Elder Abuse Unit in San Francisco County, the one that they just started. And we literally set about returning homes to elderly women who had had them stolen from them, literally stolen from them. And that to me was one of the greatest callings I'd ever seen, to have the ability to actually help people out and even do so much as to return their home. So I set about applying to law schools. I was accepted to law school a year later. So in that time, I returned to Bakersfield. I worked as a drug counselor's aide at the Ken Kinnemer Center at Turning Point in Bakersfield. And then I worked as a social worker actually up here in Lake Isabella for about 6 months. And then I was accepted in the TANF program, the Welfare to Work program. And then I was accepted to law school in Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma City University School of Law. Graduated there in 2008. While I was there, I interned at the Oklahoma County District Attorney's Office and was hired to work there in 2008. I worked there as a prosecutor for a little over 3 years. While there, I prosecuted all manner of felonies. I was assigned as a felony drug prosecutor. But just like here, the economic downturn meant they didn't have enough prosecutors to adequately cover all the positions. So I prosecuted all manner of felonies. So certainly drug possession and drug trafficking, but also assaults all the way to homicide. After working there, I had the opportunity to return to California and take the California bar exam, which is awful. I don't recommend it to anybody. It is as bad as it's advertised. But I took it. I passed it the first time. I was hired that following year with the Tulare County District Attorney's Office. There I was assigned again a felony, what's called a general felony calendar. I worked primarily in Porterville, at the Porterville courthouse there. Again, prosecuting all manner of felonies, up to and including homicide. And now I'm running for Congress. I tell you that to tell you a little bit about myself and my past, but really I tell you that to tell you this. In my family, what I've been taught and what I've been raised to do and to believe is that we are strongest as a community. We are strongest when we work together. And it is a calling, but it is also the thing that makes me most proud and feel most fulfilled to help out others. And so that's why I worked so long at the TV station, because I had the opportunity to inform others. I joined the Marine Corps because I wanted the ability to protect others, to provide others that security. I became a prosecutor because I wanted to give a voice to people who sometimes feel like they don't have a voice, to give a voice to victims in court who sometimes are too afraid to testify on their own, but to make things right for people, to give them that sense of justice in the world, because there can be and is justice in the world. And when I saw, as you've all seen, what's been happening with our government, not just at the federal level with the presidency, but all the way down to our local level, where more and more people who have money, people who seem to be empowered, seem to be able to do whatever they want. They seem to run roughshod over what our values are, what we need as communities, and seem to just take more and more for themselves and leaving less and less for our communities and for our nation. And so I see that, and I saw this opportunity, and because I believe I have the ability, I am running for Congress so that we can return civility and our community and our voice to the House of Representatives. So in order to do that, and to better represent you, because as I said, I'm from Bakersfield. I was a social worker here many years ago. But I'm not an expert in the Kern Valley. I'm not an expert about the Kern River. Obviously, I am concerned about what happens here. I'm concerned about the dam. I'm concerned about the hospital. But I want to hear your concerns, because that's how I can be best informed. I want to know. Watch what you're doing. No, it's not funny. Let's have some friends on the road.
They're in the trees.
I guess. Right.
That's interesting.
They should have made that left it out.
Always go left.
So what I'd like to do. Oh, they're okay. All right. So what I'd like to do is, we have this other microphone here, and what I found works best is go ahead and you can ask me your questions. I'm happy to answer your questions. I'm not an expert on everything, but I try to be. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I need to learn, and I need to learn about you. So go ahead and we'll just ask me your questions. I'll try to get to what I can. We'll do this for a little while, but I'm going to be here, and I'd like to talk to you personally as well. So go ahead, sir.
Well, Robert, that was an impressive bio, and I wish that were all laid out in your formal bio, because it is really impressive, and you seem to me to be the kind of person that we're looking for. However, you say you don't know much about the Kern River. It does flow downhill, and it always flows downhill. That's all you need to know about the Kern River.
Well, I thought it ran actually uphill for like 7-mile stretch.
Since I have the microphone, if I give it up, I'll probably never get it back.
Go ahead. I repeat it. Go ahead.
Okay. So anyway, I get to make the first comment then. I have kind of felt like the best way through McCarthy is via Trump and his close association with and McCarthy's close association with Donald Trump. I don't know whether you would agree with that, but that seems to me in the long run to be the best pathway to success. Do you agree with that or not?
I do. I agree. So I think